The murderer actually demonstrated his killing methods right in front of all the media, with a proud smile on his face, showing no sign of remorse. In the crowd, a man looked extremely pained and desperate. He was the victim's son. Ignoring the police's attempts to stop him, he tried to rush forward to kill the murderer himself and avenge his mother. But in the end, he was taken down by a stun gun. And even then, the murderer still taunted him. The man's hatred reached its peak at that moment. All of this was seen by President Zhang, who was standing behind the crowd. On the surface, President Zhang was the owner of a taxi company, but secretly, he was the leader of a mysterious organization. This organization was disappointed with the existing legal system, believing that the law couldn't properly punish the bad guys. So, they provided a service to help those who had been wronged by taking revenge for them. President Zhang investigated the man's background and found out that he had 5 years of military service and was very skilled. This was exactly the kind of person the revenge organization needed. So, President Zhang approached the man and persuaded him to join the organization to punish the bad guys who deserved it. In order to avenge his recently murdered mother, the man joined the organization. When he wasn't on a mission, the man worked normally at the taxi company. One day, the man and the organization received a revenge task. A criminal who had killed a young girl was released early from prison. It turned out that the criminal had been diagnosed with a mental illness, and the court had reduced his sentence because of it. This decision made the public very angry. The criminal bowed and apologized in front of everyone and the media, saying he was sorry for what he had done. Under the escort of prison guards, the criminal got into a taxi. But as soon as he closed the car door, he showed his true colors and started cursing at the police and the media. What he didn't know was that the taxi he got into was not an ordinary one. A group of media vehicles followed behind, trying to get a story. The taxi suddenly did a quick drift and turned into a side road. Then, a van appeared and blocked the vehicles following behind. The criminal thought the man was helping him get away from the media, but he soon realized that the route they were taking was wrong. So, he quietly took off his belt and tried to strangle the man with it. But the man easily overpowered him with just one hand and then injected a sedative into the criminal's leg. Soon, the taxi entered a tunnel. At that moment, another identical taxi appeared. The man handed the criminal's luggage to President Zhang, who was waiting on the other side. Then, he pulled over at a spot in the tunnel. He quickly removed the taxi sign from the roof and changed the license plate. In just a few moments, the taxi became a private car. The heinous criminal was taken to a dark underground cell, where he would spend the rest of his life regretting his crimes.